Alex, first of all this morning, how pleased were you to get a debut win at the weekend?
Yeah, I was buzzing. I was delighted, to be fair. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to make my debut, so the lads have been flying. So in the back of my mind, I was thinking I need to come in and get a positive result, because obviously if you don't win, you think in the back of your mind, oh, it's not good kind of thing. But I was buzzing that we got the late win, to be fair.
Yeah, and what a way to do it as well. I mean, if there's ever a way to win a game, it's like that.
Yeah, last couple of minutes, I was with Aquasi at Gloucester. He's flying, to be fair. Can't stop scoring at the moment, but he's playing well as well. His hold up game and his touch and that. You can tell he's full of confidence at the moment. I think he's on like 14, 15 goals. So hopefully, long may that continue.
Yeah, that's six for Chesterfield already. Any surprise from you that he's stepped up so well to National League level?
Nah, you could see he was flying in the league below. Obviously, there's some full time teams, but he's been higher. He's been higher anyway. So I thought he'd. I think he could have scored a few more. Actually, I won't tell him that, but I know the first couple of games he could have maybe got a couple more. But he's playing really well. So hopefully that continues.
I mean, for the team to have somebody like him that's exciting, that's scoring goals, I mean, that just must breed confidence throughout everyone.
Yeah, I think the whole team, throughout the team, the spine especially, playing well. So even in tight games, you think like your striker's going to score. So he probably comes out every game thinking, I'm going to score the winner here, or I'm going to contribute well. So all the lads are confident at the moment, like.
Just talk us through the move and how it all came about the last few weeks.
Yeah, it was a bit mad. It was a bit mad. Like, I get on with the gaffer quite well, so I think I done well for him at Gloucester. So I bought him well to what he brings and what he does. And then obviously Gloucester messed me about, to be honest. Obviously they made me look like I was the bad person, this and that. But that's just football, isn't it? So I done everything right and went about it the right way. Me and the gaffer, and I was delighted to come in the end.
Yeah, you must have enjoyed working with him before. What is it about James that made you want to come to Chesterfield?
I think he just gets the best out of you as a person and as a player. I think you can talk to him on a normal level outside of football, but obviously in football it's like strict down to business, strict down to work. But I think he gets to know you and he gets the best out of you as a player. So when he come in for me, I was delighted, obviously.
I mean, clearly he's shown that he's not messing about here. You know, a few players have left, 12 players have come in. So I suppose you all know that, you know, you have to knuckle down and get on with it because he's not afraid to make changes and do what he needs to do.
Yeah, obviously you need to be on your toes. You know, like it's good competition for places in most positions. So you need to be on your game every game or you'll probably be on the bench or be dropped. But I think that gets the best out of you. It's a competition for places. So if everyone sticks together and hopefully we can continue to climb up the league.
How much does it help you settle to know that there was a Quasi, George, and of course Gavin that's now joined a little group of you that have all been together before?
Yeah, it helps. It's not. I wouldn't say it's clicky, but obviously you played under them before, and you know like what they bring to the team. And I'm good mates with Gavin, Quasi especially, so that helps as well. Obviously, Gav's a good guy and Quasi keeps himself to himself, but he's a nice guy as well. So they're both good mates of mine. And George is quiet, but goes about his business. He's a nice kid.
You mentioned that there were clicky there. Clearly, when there are a few players that come from a previous club and there's a lot of new signings, you know, people might look at that and think, "Oh, how's the sort of squad all knitting together?" Well, it seems from the outside that it's knitting together well. Okay, what does it feel like from the inside?
Yeah, it's the same. Like I said, if you bring the right characters in, the right personalities, I don't think it's clicky. It might come across that way before they come in, but obviously the right personalities and the right characters. So I think they come in and obviously they've all done well, kind of thing. So hopefully that continues and we climb up the league, like.
Just to explain to me how strange the first couple of weeks it was as a Chesterfield player coming in and having to wait and with COVID and the positive tests and everything else.
It was mad. That's what I was saying. It's like when I first come in, isolation straight away. So I was thinking, that's like 10 days off, and then I was cup tired the other game. So I was like two weeks. So you're kind of itching at the bit to get in and get a game under your belt. And then obviously we won Saturday. So I was delighted.
The team's in a great position. Clearly, since James has come in, he's moved the team up the league and put them in a great position as well. What have you found since you've come in terms of the morale and the attitude? Because it's for us that have been here a while, it's at the minute a very different place to even what it was just a few months ago.
I think the main thing is everyone in training, everyone's at it, everyone's 100%, so everyone's trying to impress, everyone's trying to do well. But on a match day, it's like, even if you're not starting, from what I've seen, everyone's together. It's a good unit. So everyone's sticking together. So it's good. It's been good so far.
For you personally, does this feel like a fantastic opportunity? Because clearly it's a club that wants to get back into the Football League as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm just looking out the stadium now. Like, you can tell that obviously it's got snow on the pitch and that, but you know, it's a massive club. It's a club that's striving to do well. It's got a good fan base, so everything's there to do well. It's got a good squad. So obviously, if everyone sticks together and everyone's pushing in the right direction, then obviously you want to be looking up. Obviously, yeah.
You mentioned the fan base. I mean, again, extremely strange to come into a club that would normally be playing with 4,000 or 5,000 fans and backing you so much at home, to not see them so far. I mean, as a footballer, this must have been such a bizarre period of your life.
Yeah, it's crazy, especially like if you get a good move, or obviously you speak to your mates and they want to come and see you play and your family, and they only come watch on telly. It's like, it's not the same, is it? Even the camera angles and whatnot. It's a shame. It's a big shame, but hopefully soon enough they can get back in. But this has nearly been like a year now, hasn't it? So we don't know how long it's going to be like.
And of course, at the minute, National League North and National League South are suspended for a few weeks. Is that a little concern in the back of your mind, that whatever's going on the pitch and the positivity that's going on, that at some point over the next few months it might all be taken away?
It's always a worry, isn't it, when you see two leagues below, because it's all meant to be together, isn't it, the National League as one kind of thing, but we only can control what's happening on the pitch, on the training pitch, on the pitch, and on the gym and whatnot, just doing your own things and doing everything right. So all we can do is keep winning and keep performing.
I mean, it's very congested in the National League. There's 28 games still to play for Chesterfield in terms of league games over a few months. James likes to play quite a high octane style anyway. How's the body? How are you prepared for the months ahead?
Yeah, I haven't played for like four or 5 weeks. I had a knock for a couple of weeks, and then obviously the 2 weeks. So that's probably why after 75 minutes I was a bit tired, but. We got a big squad as well, so obviously it's going to have to probably be rotated with all the games. So it's going to be Saturday, Tuesday for the next maybe 6 weeks. But I think we've got the squad to cope with that, and I think we're capable of doing that, definitely.
And Boreham Wood tomorrow night. What are you expecting from that?
They done well last year. Obviously, got the playoffs. They've got two good strikers, so they're going to be a handful up top. They're always round about us. So that's the thing. It's tight, isn't it? So you got 10 teams. Probably 12 teams probably thinking we can get playoffs. So, you've got to be on it every game in the National League. You've got to be at it every game, or you'll just get it. You'll get battered 3-0. That's how it goes.
I suppose for you guys, with the games coming so quickly, there was a lot of momentum before the sort of isolation periods that the club's been through. I suppose the key now is just to keep that overall momentum and good feeling across the club going as long as you can. Yeah,
it's good. It's a good feel factor at the moment. So. The momentum, it's good momentum, so obviously you can keep that going every game, doing well. So, as you say, just take one game at a time. Obviously tomorrow's going to be a tough game again, but obviously you want to go there and try and get the 3 points.
Really appreciate your time, Alex.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.
Hi Alex, Liam here, good to speak to you.
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks. Cheers.
The manager's spoken about your ability to play in several different positions. Is that left wing back spot probably your best position, would you say?
Yeah, left back or left wing back. I've mostly played left back in my career, but the new formation does seem to be like left back. A lot of teams play the back 5 now, so I'd say I'm fairly comfortable in the left wing back position. Yeah.
And there's some strong competition for places down that left hand side with Joel Taylor just coming in. How much are you sort of looking forward to that challenge of battling with him for that starting spot?
Yeah, as I was just saying before, if there's another good player in your position, I think it brings the best out of you. A lot of people said in the National League North, me and Joel were the two best left backs. So it's always nice. It's always nice to be compared. But you know that you have to be at your game every training session. You have to be at it. So it's good competition because you know like you can't put your foot off the pedal, and you know obviously we would both be striving to do well. Like
it's still early days in the season, but what do you think can be achieved this campaign?
It's only early days, obviously, but I haven't been here long. But you want to be looking up. It's very tight at the playoffs. You want to be realistic. You just take each game at a time, but you want to be aiming at obviously probably playoffs. It's only 2 points from the playoffs, but you just got to take each game as it goes.
And just looking back further in your career, you started at Liverpool.
Yeah.
That must have been some footballing education. What was that like?
I think probably looking back at Liverpool, obviously it's a long time ago now. It's like 10 years ago. I was there for like 10, 11 years. You probably get too comfortable. The same routine every day. It was on a doorstep. It's like five minutes from my house. I knew every coach. I was like, you know, so I probably got a bit too comfortable back then. But the football upbringing was always to get the ball down and play, and you know, obviously check your shoulder and that kind of thing. So I think that obviously kept me in good stead.
Who would have been the players that you came through the system with then at that time?
Connor Cody, he's obviously done really well. John Flanagan, he had a really good couple of years. Andre Wisdom, them sort of players, but they've all gone on to have a good career. Like,
who was the best? Would you say out of that sort of group who you played with? There
was a lad called Suso. I think he's gone to AC Milan now. He come in and took my position. To be fair, I was playing more attacking. To be fair, so don't want to big him up too much, but. He come in from Spain and took my position, so but he smashed it, to be fair to him, so got to give him credit.
And obviously you were at the club for such a long time. Was that quite a tough moment when you left? Yeah,
when I got released, I was devastated. Like it's me hometown club. I could have went to other clubs before that, but you'd always like stay at Liverpool because that's your upbringing. That's where you're from. All your family support Liverpool. It's a massive club, isn't it? So when you finally get told, it's like the world comes down on you, thinking, what do I do now? But I went to the Nike Academy, which was like released academy players. That was probably the best thing I ever done. I think kept me in good stead, and you with like with players who were obviously striving to get a pro club again to progress.
Is that the Glenn Hoddle Academy, or is that something different?
That was something different. I went there briefly, but the money kind of got pulled out at the time. It wasn't much to talk about, really.
What did you gain from the Nike Academy then?
Just confidence that you can still have a career. Obviously, if you leave Liverpool, a big club, you kind of think the world comes down and what am I going to do now? And it gives you it makes you think you can have a career and obviously stay in the game. It gives you basically a second chance at the game, like.
And was that your sort of toughest moment in football then, being released as a Liverpool fan and from your boyhood club, or have you faced other tough challenges in the last few years?
I've lost a few playoff finals, to be fair. I've always been in a team, to be fair. That's obviously been in the playoffs, obviously done well. But if you get so far to lose in the final, I think that's obviously the toughest thing to take. Like you got to the final, you're thinking that's the last moment. Even last year, I got to the final with Boston. We lost to a mistake, 1-0. We were all devastated after it.
And what's been your best moment in your career so far?
Probably when I was in Scotland, played in front of like 40,000 at Ibrox a couple of times. That was a bit nerve-wracking, but the atmosphere in the crowd was unbelievable, to be fair, I must say.
That's brilliant. Thanks ever so much for your time.
Cheers, thanks a lot. Tomorrow. Thank you.
Morning, Alex.
Morning.
From Elastic FM.
Hiya.
Having started so young and being so close to the ground of Liverpool, was there ever a choice between red and blue for you?
No, my family was always Liverpool. Liverpool's the bigger club, isn't it? It's the bigger club, so Liverpool was always the first choice. Yeah. After that, I probably would have been Tranmere, to be fair.
Oh, that's a surprise.
Yeah, I can't be done.
It obviously was disappointing to be released by Liverpool, but you then went on to the Glenn Hoddle Academy and then to the Nike Academy. What did the Nike Academy do for your career, or teach you?
It just teach you to stay positive, stay in the game. You know, you get that second chance. At the time, obviously, you think your head's down. What am I going to do next? Do I need to go and get a job? To be honest, but if you can stay in the game, it's about that attitude, having that positive mentality. you have that positive mentality and a positive mindset. I think that's installed into you, and that made me progress then and get back into full-time football.
You had you went for some different clubs like Brighton and Dunfermline. What made you go to Dunfermline, or was that the only firm offer you had?
To be honest, Dunfermline, I had a couple of offers abroad, but the Dunfermline one, they offered me, I think it was a 3-year deal at the time, and can't really turn down a 3-year deal, can you? I know there was Brighton, and they're obviously big club, but I think they were in the Championship at the time. But to go to Scotland to get games under your belt at a young age, and a 3-year deal, it's that security as well. You want that security in your life, don't you?
Did you enjoy your time in Scotland? You spent quite a long time there.
Yeah, that was one of my best days. Yeah, we had a good set of lads. We had a good team, and we all bought into it. We were all living in like a small town. So if you done well, like the fans appreciated you. And as I was saying before, up there I lost in two playoff finals as well, to be honest. So that was the only disappointing thing, to be honest.
You started life as a winger, and how do you get converted to being a back, and then obviously a wing back?
Well, when I was in Scotland, we had a few injuries, so I was playing like left mid really, and then I had to just fill in the game at left back, and then after that I just kicked on from there. And the way the game's playing now, if you're playing full back or wing back, you're quite attacking anyway. So I think it suited my game quite well. So I ended up, obviously, from like 7 years since that, I've always been playing like left back or left wing back.
Well, it shows your versatility as a player, really, isn't it? And I assume you bring that to Chesterfield.
Yeah, I'd like to say I can play all down the left side, really. As we know, there's strong competition. Obviously, me and Joel down the left side, but I think it's good competition. He's a nice guy as well. He's a good player, so hopefully we'll bring the best out of each other, and it's good competition for us in Chesterfield.
You seem to have a wealth of experience in the National League, and that's obviously going to stand you in good stead here. So I've lost my thought. So you have a wealth of experience here in the National League. Have you played Boreham Wood before quite a few times? Or?
I played them a couple of times when I was at York, yeah. They didn't really have a big fan base, but they had a really nice pitch, to be fair. I know they've got 2 good strikers now, to be fair, so we're going to have to be on our game tomorrow. We've got the big Matt Reed, and the other striker scores goals, so it's going to be a tough game again, but every away game's a tough game. You need to be at it every game at this level.
We are apparently the top 2 form sides in the league. Boreham Wood are 1 and we're 2. So it's going to be a tough game, isn't it, really, all round?
Yeah, it's a tough game, actually, away from home as well. So it's going to be another 2-3 hour journey as well. So it's going to be like that for a long while now. But obviously we've got a big squad and it's a lot of competition for places. So hopefully we can do there and get a positive result.